Good morning children, I am Poonam Bagga and we are on the verge of completing chapter 3 Understanding Quadrilaterals. In our previous class we had completed exercise 3.3. Today we will be completing exercise 3.4 and along with that this chapter will be completed. But first we will start with some special parallelograms. The first one is a rhombus. A rhombus is a parallelogram in which all the four sides are equal. We have this figure with us, PQRS. It is a parallelogram and also a rhombus. In it all the four sides are equal. PQ is equal to QR, equal to SR and equal to PS. In a general parallelogram, the opposite sides are equal. But here this special feature that all the four sides are equal makes a rhombus a special parallelogram. Now, where do we find these rhombuses in our nearby surroundings? Just have a look at this shape. You must have seen many kites of this shape and just recall the shape of a Kaju Katli that you eat on festivals, the burfis. Aren't they rhombus in shape? Yes, they are. Now you can easily relate yourself to a rhombus. Now coming back to its properties, we start with the sides. The opposite sides are parallel. Yes, since it is a parallelogram, so it will have all the properties that a parallelogram has. The opposite sides will be parallel. Clearly this PQ is parallel to SR and this PS is parallel to QR. Then all sides are equal. This is the special feature that we were discussing just now, which makes it a special parallelogram. We have seen all its four sides are equal. Opposite angles are equal as they are in a parallelogram. Here also angle P is equal to angle R, angle S is equal to angle Q. The opposite angles are equal. Adjacent angles are supplementary. Supplementary means their sum is equal to 180 degree. The adjacent angle means the neighboring angles. Clearly here also angle P and angle Q, this P and this Q, they are the neighboring angles or the adjacent angles, so their sum will be equal to 180 degree. Similarly, angle Q plus angle R will be 180 degree, angle R plus angle S will be 180 degree and angle S plus angle P will again be 180 degree. Then the diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. We know that in a parallelogram the diagonals bisect each other, but here in this special parallelogram the diagonals not only bisect each other but also they are perpendicular to each other. Now what does this perpendicular word means? This means that the angle formed at the point of intersection of the diagonals is 90 degree. Let us draw the diagonals here. This PR is the first diagonal and this SQ is the second diagonal. Now the angle formed at this point of intersection of the two diagonals is 90 degree. You can see this one. This is a right angle, and similarly accordingly the remaining three angles, these three, are also 90 degree each. So the diagonals are not only bisecting each other but they are also perpendicular to each other. This is again a special feature of a rhombus. So we conclude that a rhombus has all the properties of a parallelogram as we have just now discussed, and in addition to this a rhombus has also the properties that of a kite. Let us first discuss or recall what were the properties of a kite. Let me draw one kite here. This is a kite. Then here two pairs of consecutive sides are equal. This side is equal to this one and this side is equal to this one. In a rhombus also we have this pair of consecutive sides equal, SP and SR, this side is equal to SR, and also this PQ is equal to QR. PQ equal to QR. So, here again we are getting two pairs of consecutive sides equal as they are in a kite. So, this feature is similar to that of a kite. Also, in a kite, one pair of opposite angles is equal, and in a rhombus also we have this pair of opposite angles equal. We just now discussed angle P is equal to angle R in this figure. So, here also we are having this pair of opposite angles equal. So, we can see that a rhombus has the properties similar to that of a kite. So, we say a rhombus has all the properties of a parallelogram and also that of a kite. Clear to you? Now, the next special parallelogram is a rectangle. A rectangle is a parallelogram in which each angle is a right angle measuring 90 degree each. This is a rectangle in front of you. It is a very familiar shape. The notebooks on which you write, the books from which you study, the mobile sets that you have in your hands, the TV screen, all are rectangular in shape. Its properties, let us discuss them. Taking up the sides first, opposite sides are parallel. They will be parallel because it is a parallelogram. We can see here this side AB is parallel to DC. The opposite sides are equal as they are in a parallelogram. DC and AB are equal. Here AD and BC are equal. Also these two sides are parallel, AD and BC. They are also parallel. So, these are the properties similar to that of a parallelogram. Next, each angle is a right angle. This is the special feature of a rectangle. You can see, just let me change the color of pen. These angles, these four angles, angle D, angle C, angle B and angle A, all these four angles are measuring 90 degree each one of them. This is the special feature of a rectangle which makes it a special parallelogram. Then the diagonals bisect each other. This is the same property that a parallelogram has. The diagonals, they divide each other into two equal parts. Then this is again a special feature. The diagonals are equal in length. Here you can see the two diagonals. This first one is the AC diagonal and this BD. These two diagonals are equal in length. At this stage, let me compare this rectangle to a general parallelogram. This is a general parallelogram in front of us. What we see here is, if I draw its diagonals, then these two diagonals are not equal. You can clearly see if I name it A, B, C and D. You can clearly see that this diagonal BD is shorter than this diagonal AC. The length of AC is much more than BD. So, in a general parallelogram, the diagonals are not equal, but in a rectangle, the diagonals are equal. Then we have the next special parallelogram, which is a square. A square. A square is a rectangle with all its four sides equal in length. We have this square with us. It is again a very familiar shape. The Ludo game that you play, the chess board, the carom board, the snakes and ladders, all these games have square boards. So, you all are very much familiar with this shape square. Coming to its properties, we take up sides. Opposite sides are parallel. Yes, they are. You can see AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to BC. Then all sides are equal. This is the special feature of a square. You can see this AB is equal to BC, equal to DC and equal to AD. Then each angle is a right angle. This is the next special feature of a square. Each of its angles is a right angle. You can clearly see this angle is 90 degree. This is again measuring 90 degree. This angle is also of measure 90 degree, and this one again measures 90 degree. This feature is similar to that of a rectangle. Each of its angle is 90 degree. Then we have the diagonals. Diagonals bisect each other. Yes, it is very common in a parallelogram. The diagonals bisect each other. The diagonals are equal in length. This is again the special feature of a square. You can see the two diagonals BD and this AC. These two diagonals are equal in length and they are perpendicular to one another. Again, this means that the angle formed at the point of intersection of the diagonals is 90 degree. Clearly this angle is 90 degree, and so accordingly the remaining three angles are also of 90 degree each. So we can see that the diagonals again not only bisect each other, but also they are perpendicular to each other. With this we conclude that a square has all the properties of a parallelogram, rhombus and a rectangle. At this stage, let me compare it with a rhombus. This is a rhombus. Now, what we see here is the diagonals of a square are equal. Let me draw the diagonals of a rhombus also. This is the first one and this is the second one. Are they also equal? No, they are not equal. This diagonal is longer than this diagonal. So, in a rhombus, which again has all the four sides equal as it has in a square, the diagonals are not equal in a rhombus, but in a square the diagonals are equal. Also, here again the angle formed between the diagonals is 90 degree, but and also in case of a square the diagonals intersect each other at 90 degree. This is the similar feature. So, two features are similar in a rhombus and in a square. One, all the four sides are equal, and second, the diagonals bisect each other at right angle at 90 degree. These two features are similar in a rhombus and in a square. Now, let me compare this square with a rectangle. Let me draw one rectangle also here. This is a rectangle. What we find here is each angle of a square is 90 degree, and similarly each interior angle of a rectangle is also 90 degree. We just now discussed all these four angles are of 90 degree, and the diagonals of a rectangle are equal as they are equal in a square. So, these two properties are similar in a rectangle and in a square. Is it clear to you? We now have some examples based on these special parallelograms. Example number 7. RICE is a rhombus. Find x, y, z. Justify your findings. You can see RICE is a rhombus. We are having two diagonals here. First one is EI and the other one is CR. We can clearly see that the measure of two parts are given. This OC is given to be 12 and OI is given to be 5, and we have to find this second part of CR, that is Y we have to find, and this X we have to find. So, we will apply the property of the diagonals in a rhombus. We start from here, the solution part. In a rhombus, the diagonals bisect each other. This means that this EO will be equal to OI, and taking this vertical diagonal, this CO will be equal to OR. Now putting in their values, what we get? EO is nothing but x, so we write x in place of EO, and OI is equal to 5. So x will be also equal to 5. With this we get the value of x, and let me put in their values. CO is 12 and OR is y. You can see here this is y. So this gives me the value of y also. So we have x equal to 5 and y equal to 12. So two values are here. The remaining is z. Now z is a side of the rhombus, and this side is also given 13 units. So we need to apply the property of the rhombus, which says that all its four sides are equal. So let us use that. In a rhombus, all the four sides are equal. This means that this Ri, which I have to find, is equal to this Ri, which we have to find, is equal to ER, the side which has been given, ER. These two sides are equal. Let me place the values. Ri is Z, Z equal to ER is 13. So this gives me Z equal to 13 units. In this way we have found the value of x, y and z. Next example is RENT is a rectangle. Its diagonals meet at O. You can clearly see RENT is a rectangle and the diagonals are meeting at this point O. Find x if OR, this OR is 2x plus 4 and OT is 3x plus 1. So we have a rectangle and its diagonals are given. So we will apply the property of the diagonals of a rectangle. And what is it? The diagonals of a rectangle are equal. Let us apply it. In a rectangle, the diagonals are equal. This means that diagonal ET is equal to RN. You can see this is the first diagonal ET and this one is the second one RN. Now since the two diagonals are equal, then their half parts will again be equal. You can see this is the half part given and this is another half part of a diagonal given. So we need to halve these two diagonals. How do we do the half part? Just divide by 2. ET upon 2 equal to RN upon 2, dividing by 2 on both sides. Okay, now let me put in their values, or first let me name the half part of each diagonal. Half of ET, you can see this is the complete diagonal ET and its half part is OT. So let me put here OT. And half of RN, this is the complete diagonal RN and half part of it is OR. So OT is equal to OR. Now we can place their values. OT is 3x plus 1 and OR is 2x plus 4. Now again we will keep the terms with the variable on one side on the LHS and take the constants to the RHS. 3x is already in LHS, bring this 2x here, it will become minus 2x. 4 is already in RHS, bring this one here, it will become minus 1. Then 3x minus 2x, it is 1x, and we simply write it as x equal to 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. This gives us the value of x which was asked. So, here we have applied the property of the diagonals of a rectangle. Now, we start exercise 3.4. Here is the first question. State whether true or false. We have been given some statements here and we have to examine whether they are true or false. The first one is all rectangles are squares. Let me draw both of them. This is a rectangle and this is a square. Now, can you say that a rectangle is a square? Clearly not. In a rectangle, the length and breadth, they are of different size, whereas in a square, both these sides are equal. So, this is a false statement. All rectangles are not squares. Then we have all rhombuses are parallelograms. This is a true statement because a rhombus is a type of a parallelogram. It is a special parallelogram. So, this is a true statement. Then all squares are rhombuses and also rectangles. We just now discussed a square. Let me take this as a square. Now, first we analyze a square and a rectangle. Is this square a rectangle also? Yes, it is, because its opposite sides are equal. Each angle is measuring 90 degree. You can clearly see these are angles of 90 degree as they are in a rectangle, and its diagonals are equal as they are in a rectangle. So, yes, all squares are also rectangles. Now, we examine squares and rhombuses. Let me draw one rhombus. This is a rhombus. Now, what are the similar properties between square and rhombus? You can see that in a rhombus, each side is equal, and in a square also each side is equal. All the four sides are equal. Then in a rhombus, the diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. They are perpendicular to each other. In a square also, the diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So, these are the properties similar in both of them. So, we can say that yes, a square is also a rhombus, and so this statement is very true. Then we have all squares are not parallelograms. This is completely false, because all squares have the properties of a parallelogram. The opposite sides are equal and parallel, the opposite angles are equal, the diagonals bisect each other. So, definitely a square is a parallelogram. So, this statement is completely false. Then we have other statements. All kites are rhombuses. Again, let me draw one kite and a rhombus. This is a rhombus, and let me draw one kite also. Then we had discussed earlier that all rhombuses are kites also, but now we will discuss whether kites are also rhombuses or not. Clearly not. You can see in a kite only two pairs of consecutive sides are equal. These two sides are equal and these two sides are equal, whereas in a rhombus all the four sides are equal. So, a kite cannot be said to be a rhombus. So, this is a false statement. All kites are not rhombuses. Then all rhombuses are kites. Yes, we had discussed. Again, let me just make it clear to you that all rhombuses are kites. Here also we have these two sides, a pair of consecutive sides equal as they are in a kite, and these two sides are equal as they are in a kite. Again, here a pair of opposite angles is equal. Here also we have this pair of opposite angles equal. So we can say all rhombuses are kites. This is a true statement. All parallelograms are trapeziums. What is the property of a trapezium? In a trapezium we have one pair of opposite sides parallel. Let me draw one parallelogram also. This is a parallelogram. Here also we are having this pair of opposite sides parallel. So yes, it is a trapezium. So we can say all parallelograms are trapezium. This is a true statement. And all squares are trapeziums. Let me draw one square also. This is a square. Again we are having this pair of opposite sides parallel, one pair of opposite sides which is parallel in a square. So it is a trapezium. So this is again a true statement. Okay, next we have the second question. Identify all the quadrilaterals that have four sides of equal length. We now discussed all the quadrilaterals. Now we have to tell the quadrilaterals in which all the four sides are equal in length. Clearly they were two. First, a rhombus, and second, a square. Both of them have all the four sides equal. Then identify the quadrilaterals that have four right angles. They were again two. First one, a rectangle in which each angle measures 90 degree, and second one again a square. Then we have explain how a square is a quadrilateral. Clearly what is a quadrilateral? It is a closed figure with four sides, and square is again a closed figure with four sides. So we can say a square is a quadrilateral because it is, let me just erase this, a four-sided closed figure. Then how a square is a parallelogram? It is a parallelogram because its opposite sides are parallel, and this is the definition of a parallelogram. So we can say a square is a parallelogram because its opposite sides are parallel. Then we have how a square is a rhombus. We just now discussed a square is a rhombus because it is a parallelogram with all four sides equal and its diagonals, let me just erase this, are perpendicular bisectors of each other. Therefore, a square is a rhombus also. Then we have how a square is a rectangle. A square is a rectangle because it is again having each of its interior angles measuring 90 degree and its diagonals are equal. So we can say this answer is a square is a rectangle because it is a parallelogram with each angle a right angle and its diagonals are equal. This is why a square is a rectangle also. Clear to you? We have the next question. Name the quadrilaterals whose diagonals bisect each other. Clearly all the four: parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle and square. Let me write their names. Parallelogram, then rhombus, rectangle and square. Then name the quadrilaterals whose diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. Again they are two. First is a rhombus and the other one is a square. Then name the quadrilaterals whose diagonals are equal. Again we have the same pair, rectangle and square. I hope this is very much clear to you. Next we have explain why a rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Let me first compare the two types of quadrilaterals. Just recall that in a convex quadrilateral each angle measures less than 180 degree and the diagonals lie inside the quadrilateral, whereas in a concave quadrilateral one or some diagonals lie outside the quadrilateral and there is one angle whose measure is greater than 180 degree. Let me draw one rectangle. Here you can see that the diagonals are lying inside the rectangle and each angle measures 90 degree, which is less than 180 degree. So we can say a rectangle is a convex quadrilateral because of two reasons. First, its each angle measures less than 180 degree, and second, both diagonals lie inside the quadrilateral. These two reasons make it a convex quadrilateral. Clear to you? Then we have the last question. ABC is a right angled triangle. This figure with solid lines ABC is right angled at this B and O is the midpoint of the side opposite to the right angle. The side opposite to this B is AC and O is its midpoint. Midpoint means this AO and OC, these two parts are equal. Then explain why is equidistant, why O is equidistant from A, B and C. We have to examine whether this O point is equidistant, means equal distance, whether this O is at equal distances from A, B and C. We have to examine this. For this, first we will extend this BO to this point D, then we will join this AD and DC. We get a rectangle. Now we will use the property of a rectangle that its diagonals are equal and then we will be able to get the result. We write it in this way. We produce BO to a point D such that BO is equal to OD. We are doing the construction in this way that this BO is equal to OD. Join AD and DC. Join this AD and DC. We get a rectangle A, B, C, D. This is the rectangle. Now, in a rectangle, the diagonals are equal. This means that AC is equal to BD. And since the diagonals are equal, their half parts will be again equal. Half of AC equal to half of BD. And what is half of AC? It's OA equal to OC. These two are the half parts of AC, these two. And half of BD is this OB. You can see half of BD is this OB. So, this means that all the three parts are equal, or we can say the distance of O from A, B and C is equal, or in other words O is equidistant from A, B and C. So, we write here O is equidistant from A, B and C. Clear to you? With this, your exercise 3.4 and chapter 3 understanding quadrilaterals is complete. Now practice all these exercises, draw your own polygons, your quadrilaterals, parallelograms and all the figures that you have learnt in this chapter. We will meet again in our next video with a new chapter. Thank you.